Alright everyone, this is Mark Parson and we are at video 4. Okay, scroll this out of the way. And as always, we always start with a risk disclaimer. I'm going to leave it up there. You can actually pause the video and read everything. I'll just read the first paragraph. Alright, risk associated with forex trading. Trading foreign currencies can be a challenging and potentially profitable opportunity for investors. However, before deciding to participate in the forex market, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. Most importantly, do not invest money you cannot afford to lose. Alright, so with this being said, we're going to get into the next thing, but I want to share a story with you about the first time I lost. And the thing about it is, being a beginner, I don't care who you are, what you're doing, who's your teacher, you're going to lose. You're going to lose, and you're going to lose real money. Alright, now first thing we're going to do is start on the demo, and you can have the system, but losing is a good thing because it's a mistake that you made. You didn't follow the system, or you're too greedy, or you didn't have discipline, or you just didn't know what you were doing, and you learn not to do that again. Now you can learn from other people's mistakes like mine. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes when it comes to this, but it's nothing like experiencing it yourself. And even though it may feel bad when you first do it, it hurts. It actually ends up, being good. Okay, so I'm not going to take too much time on this, but my first time I lost, it was a big loss to me. Alright, at that time at least, it was $3,000. I had $3,000, okay? I was trading way too heavy, and I was trading way too heavy. I was trading like $30 a pip, which is 3.0 volume if you've been studying the last video. And I had only $3,000 in the market. Long story short, I didn't have a clue about fundamental trading, and I didn't know the news. I didn't know that there was a big news outbreak coming, and I didn't know how to hedge. Also, so I was trading too heavy, and I didn't know how to hedge, and I didn't know news. That's a recipe for disaster. So we're going to get into all of that. So you'll know how to trade news or protect yourself. You'll know how to get out of all your trades over a period of time through hedging. And then also, you'll know money management. And there's so many ways. There's a million ways to make $1 million, but I'm going to show you some things that I've learned. Okay, so we got that. So we're going to go straight to my charts. Okay, now the USD JPY, that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so this is where I'll review a little bit. The last video we talked about each candle being as a warehouse and the wicks being the orders that must be filled, so you can back test this. But the big orders, especially the big orders, they will be filled. Okay, we're only going to take half of it. We set our target. So let's say right here we were expecting, let's say you're right here. We're expecting this to be filled. Let's say it shot back up there for whatever reason. You got in right here, put a sell in, okay, and then let it ride and set a pip goal. But you could just set your take profit right here. And what a take profit is, let's say you put a sell right here, okay, but you put it in right here. A take profit is automatically closes you out in that profit at the desired place, okay. So what you would do is you would drag. Let's say the sell order is right here. It makes that sound, but, and I'll show you when the market's open. And then you drag this down to about halfway, and then you just go about your business. Okay? And understand, you want to know what news outbreaks are happening. And we're going to look at the bigger picture. I'm going to show you how to do it from a bigger picture standpoint too. So that's the 4 hour, the 1 hour. So you can see the bigger picture right here. And then you can see the bigger picture right here. Okay, but let's get back to what we're doing today. I'm going to give you the moving averages, give you a little bit of information that I was taught by my mentor, okay? So let me scroll this up just a tad bit so you can see. You're going to go to indicators, okay? You're going to go to moving averages. Now, you're not going to have all these things that I have. I'm going to actually give it to you, so that's part of the reason you must email me, okay? You must email me and get this in the other indicators. So that's part of our system. And it's not all about just having indicators. You got to know how to use them, and that's what I'm going to teach you. All right. So you're going to go right here. You're going to go 7. Why? And then you're going to go to colors. All right. And then you're going to go to yellow. This is the yellow brick road, which was taught to me by my mentor. Okay. That is the trend. Understand what the significance of the number 7 is. The number 7 is in the Bible, right? And the Bible can be literal history to some, metaphysical teachings by others, great stories. It doesn't matter. Guess what? That was the creation of the, it was created. The world was created in 7 days, right? Okay, well that stands for something. That stands for the natural trend of all things. 7 is perfection. That's what it stands for. It's perfection. You follow the yellow brick road. That is the trend. If you ever heard somebody talk about, the trend is your friend, or that is the trend. The yellow brick road. Number 1. All right. Once you get that on there, go back, do the same thing. Scroll down. There's many different ways to make it happen. I will show you how I have and still make money from home, relaxing. But it took time though, trust me. It took some serious losses. Okay, the next one is 14. This is the double 7. 2 7s. Alright, 7 plus 7 is 14. Double perfection. Now I'm going to teach you something about this cross. Okay, but first, let's keep going. Same thing. Custom moving averages. And I want you to go to babytrips.com and look up moving averages just so you can see, because these are calculated. You don't have to be a mathematician, but guess what a mathematician is? Someone who studies patterns. So you are a mathematician once you get in the game. That's the beauty. You're smarter than you think. And you don't have to be extremely smart to trade the market. You just need to be disciplined, get a system, and do it over and over again. Repetition. I encourage you to read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, Total Recall. Repetition with a vision, guys. Alright. Purple. Now, if you do study the Bible, you don't have to, but it's just good lessons, and this is how it was taught to me. This is the Messiah. Alright, 33 is when the Messiah, as he says, took the flesh off. Okay? That's when he died in the book, right? And purple, if you're not aware, stands for royalty. Okay? So that's the key right there. And these other indicators are going to show you strength and support and resistance. And we'll get into support and resistance, but for now, just understand that. And then I'm going to teach you something about when all of these things, all of these moving averages, very close together. Okay? Very important. First, let's get them all on here. Okay? So, next one we got green, carbon, life, the flesh. Alright, as the flesh, 6. Alright, so that's very important element in the world, and you can look that up. 60, but the number is 60, but carbon, 6, very powerful. Green, the earth, flesh. Okay. Alright, so we got green in there, and then next we got yellow, red, purple, green, and I'm going to show you something that's very important to be able to tell when a trend can possibly be over. Alright, very important, guys. Yellow, red, yellow, red, purple, green. And then we're going to put the 200, which we call the parents. So the white and the blue. Now I'm getting to that as well. White and blue are very important. The parents. Understand this. The children may go away from the parents, but they always come back eventually. And that's good to know. Now you're probably like, what in the world are you talking about? What do you mean? Just remember what I said, and I'll go into detail. The white and the blue. Let's see. Blue. The white and the blue are the parents. That's the 400 moving average. Okay. Now support and resistance. I'm going to go into this really briefly right here. Support and resistance. Think of support and resistance like a floor and a ceiling. Okay? So what happens? Number 1. Understand this. What happens if you throw a rock in the sky? What happens? It has to come back down eventually, right? What if you throw it as hard as you can against the ground? It has to bounce up. So it's similar to just retracement. A retracement means when it moves hard in one way, it usually retraces a little bit, or possibly reverses. So that's easy to know. That's simple enough, right? But you have to experience it. Now, check this out. And we'll go into the parents. We'll explain the parents in another video, but just understand. Look at the support. The market came all the way down here, basically tapped it and broke through. Came back up. Tapped, broke through a little bit, came back up. See, that's a floor. That is a support. Think of the support as the floor. The resistance, let's just go back a little bit. I only got like 4 more minutes. So, let's see this. It's tapping this, it's tapping it. The resistance is the ceiling. So this is where you can see, hey, it's probably going to go here. It's probably going to bounce off of this. So you can make better informed decisions right there. The support and resistance. It's remember in the previous video when I talked about being able to buy low, sell high. That is key in all business. But guess what? You have to know where the ceiling is. You have to know where the floor is. You have to know support and resistance, lower lows, higher highs. Because if you can figure this out, you'll know when to buy. You can figure this out, you'll know when to sell. See, that's the difference between people. Look, I'm going to tell you this before we leave and then go to the next video. I remember in 2008, 2007, people were like, oh, and this is through a world, all throughout the U.S. People were like, man, I lost everything. I was a top investor and I lost everything because of this and that. The market crashed. Well, a true investor will know that, hey, look, you shouldn't just be long in a long means buy, guys. A short means sell. You shouldn't just some people were they thought it was just going to last forever, just to have a long-term buy or just buy heavy. The market was going up, was going up. Guess what? A true investor will make money whether the market going up or down because they know that everything has a cycle. Name one thing that does not have a cycle. Okay? When people talk about, like, they say, reincarnation is crazy. Just the thought of it, I don't think it's that crazy because name one thing that doesn't have a cycle. Birth, death. Okay? Change, seasons. Our bodies. Everything has a cycle, including this market. And it's your goal and your objective and what you need to do is to look at this market, these indicators right here, as much as you can, so that you can start recognizing cycles, and to the point where you don't need any indicators and you can trade without anything. You do that, you're elite, and that's going to take hours upon hours. What's his name? Malcolm Gladwell said that it takes 10,000 hours to become elite at something. That's over 10 years. So I encourage you to do that. So just know that support and resistance, very key, because you need to know the highs and the lows. If you can do that, if you know that, you can trade any market. Alright? So, we'll get into more in the next video, but I want you to plot these, and look, and here's what you do. Now, you're going to be trading on the 1 hour. Oh, get on the 1 hour, and then you're going to trade, and then you can see the bigger picture on the 4. See, each candle on the 4 hour, on the 4 hour time frame, each candle is 4 hours, so that's 4 hours, that's 4 hours. In the 1 hour, each candle is 1 hour, alright? So this is like, and that's what, remember the Mandelbrot set? Remember we talked about that? You watched that video? This is the same cycle, guys. It just happens a lot slower. This is like, imagine this, guys. Imagine we are living in this world right now. But imagine that we're just one little small atom. In our universe, it's just one cell of a bigger body. Okay? And imagine that the cells in our body, there's people that live in the universes that live in within us. Imagine how fast they're going, right? Okay? And imagine how slow the being that we're living in, Mandelbrot said. And I'm not going to say that exists. I'm just let your imagination go. Okay? But what you can do is about 3 hours a day. Alright? 3 hours a day. I want you to sit in front of this computer and just watch these moving averages. Okay? Watch these moving averages. Understand the difference in the pips. There's not that many pips over here. Okay? And over here is a lot of pips. But then right here, we're talking thousands. Alright? So just understand that. Alright? It's Mark Parson. Again, educational purposes only. But guess what? The more education you have, the better successful you can be. Alright? I'm going to move to the next video. Have a great day.